Lecture 2. Good. So this is lecture 2. So first we had that design of those highway design and the importance of that road safety audit. And now here we will be discussing about the safe roads and safe street. Yeah, next please. Yes. So this is what I had been So out of 10 presentations, this is the second presentation, and that will be dealing on the safe roads and safe streets, planning and those safety aspects for very different types of roads and streets. So as I mentioned that one, those for prevention, based on that that Sweden and Holland experience, these are the four pillars have been identified as a part of the road safety management. So the first pillar is safe road and roadsides. Second pillar is what we call the safe vehicles. The third pillar is the most important one, which is highly effective, is the safe speed, and fourth is the safe road users. And then that if we cannot prevent and still that any crash occurs, then that is what we call the post-crash care and post-crash response and care. So that way, these all pillars have been identified, and that was the part of the UN Decade of Action number 1. But unfortunately, they wanted that it will have that 50% reduction, but it didn't occur, because in that pillar, that when it was being adopted by the WHO and UN, they actually excluded the safe speed. And that is the what has been, you can say, knowledge was transferred, and then all the projects actually went ahead. But that safe speed was totally missing. And even the next global plan, which is 2021 to 30, what Rahul had shown, just now. So in that one also, that safe speed has not been actually included. It is just mentioned that 30 kilometer speed limit should be in the built up areas or in school zones. So unfortunately, because that again lack of knowledge or lack of understanding, so WHO, UN, those agencies, even Stockholm, that declaration where our 130 countries they have signed, and our minister, Mr. Gadkari also went with a lot of those officials. They signed it, but they mentioned only that we will follow the safe system approach and we will implement 30 kilometer in school zones and built up areas. But safety was not again emphasized, and it has not been given emphasis by our ministry, and also that in NHAI and agencies. So just because popularity is that one that people want to go faster. So with that aim, that expressways, super expressways were designed for 150 kilometer per hour. National highways were designed for 120, and then speed limit on all these national highways or expressways was kept as 120. So that is, and result was that one based on the analysis, 72% of the death occurred because of the overspeeding. And then out of those entire those total numbers, almost 70% of the fatalities occurred on those national highways and expressways. So those high-speed corridors and high-speed, high-capacity roads, they have become like a deadly roads in Indian conditions. So we have to bother about how can we improve that one. So one of the, I think, that Madras High Court in 2021, they overruled the government decision, and they told that the 80 kilometer speed limit should be on the expressway and national highways because of our driver characteristics, our vehicle characteristics, and based on the accident records. Then it was challenged in the Supreme Court, and only yesterday Supreme Court has ruled out that High Court has no power to actually change the decision of the ministry. So now that again, so whatever the ministry has adopted, that will continue. So that is the situation at the moment here. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, next, please. Next, please. So another thing is that one, as I mentioned, that one in appropriate language which is now being used. So first of the thing is that as for anybody who is familiar with that IRC, Indian Road Congress, or the Motor Vehicle Act, the definition of those fatalities, as I mentioned, it is 30 days. So if anybody dies because of the collision within 30 days, that is to be treated as that one fatality. And for that purpose now, that whatever the new accident database management system or what database is being developed for 6 states, there they will also not only rely on the police records, but they will also go to the hospital, insurance, and they will get all the figures. And that is the reason that 2023 data still has not been released by the ministry or NCRB. Unofficially, Times of India is releasing the data, but from some sources. But still that officially the data has not been released by the ministry or by the NCRB. So one thing is that one that like now globally everywhere they use the term in place of accident, the crash. Similarly, when they use that road trauma instead of road toll or road deaths. So whatever that suffering is considered, that they say that it is not a road toll, but it is a road deaths or the person killed, but they say road trauma has been so much. Similarly, they use the terms in place of killed, they use lives lost of the road users, or the fatality. Next, please. And I think most of you know that casualty is the meaning of both. Casualty actually combines both fatality and injuries. That is same in Hindi. We have been using that hatahat. Yeah, so hatahat is casualty. That is both includes fatality and injuries, and that is what we call KSI or FSI, fatality and injuries, or KSI, killed and serious injuries. So that is our main, you can say, KPI for when we do any improvement. We have to concentrate first on that one, that how we measure the performance before and after, or what we call the evaluation. So what Dr. Rahul has told, those 4 E's, so now we have to include also that 1/5 E, that is evaluation. So not only those 4 E's which were there, it started with 3 E's, engineering, education and enforcement. Then that emergency care has been added. And now the 5th E is the evaluation. So anything you do, what we call the popularly that before and after study. So monitoring and evaluation, monitoring, analysis and evaluation, those things, and broadly what we call the evaluation. So that is that one, whatever we do improvement, we have to do an evaluation before and after. That what was the situation before, when we did any improvement or in design or project, what is the new situation. And in that situation, the most important is the KPI, KSI. So what was KSI before, and what is the new KSI? So number of casualties that we have to take into account. So this is what Americans have been following, the safe system approach, and that is what you can say the more relevant, and it is again it has included the safer speed, and then they have also that what are the principles of that one. So the first principle is that one, that death and serious injuries are unacceptable. So at the moment, so far, it was just like a driver. It can occur, like Bhagwan ki marji, Allah की मर्जी. तो ये जो चीज़, जो कंसेप्ट था कि भाई वो जो कुछ हुआ है ये अपना हमारे बस में नहीं था, ये सिर्फ भगवान भरोसे या भगवान की मर्जी थी, इसलिए ऐसा हो गया. But that is not the reason. Actually, we have to say that one, that death and serious injuries are unacceptable. Second thing is that humans make mistake. Second principle is that one, that whatever you gave the training, whatever the knowledge are there, but still that human, like road users, pedestrians or riders or drivers, they can make mistake. So next step is that one, that humans are also vulnerable. Again, we have a certain tolerance power. See, suppose somebody comes and hit me here, no problem. But same thing if he hits with that knife, it will have the impact. Immediately I will get the injuries. So that is actually we have a limited tolerance. Each human body has got a limited tolerance. The next one is what we call the safety is proactive. So again, whatever action we have to take, we have to be proactive. Means prevention is better than cure. So always we have to be proactive. And redundancy is crucial. So again, to understand that what is the redundancy is that one, that we should be prepared, that we develop the capacity to take those preventive actions. So we should train the people, we should do what we call the institutional strengthening and capacity building. So like each department, as I mentioned that in Australia, each at the central level and at the state level, there are Minister of Road Safety. then each minister has got a separate office of road safety. So they are they are dealing with that one, and they are concentrating on that one. But unfortunately, in spite of so many numbers, in India, we don't have any minister of road safety exclusively. In any of the states, we don't have any minister of road safety. We have trained, actually, I came here on many projects. We established Road Safety Authority in Kerala, Karnataka, Gujarat, Telangana, for what we call the coordination among the agencies, because it's a shared responsibility. So for coordination, cooperation, and for collaboration, we established a Road Safety Authority at a state level. And then we trained all those people. And we established also the road safety cell in the PWDs. So where we actually gave them the training, knowledge transfer, and then how to do that road safety audit. We developed the manual for them. Like I started with Kerala, then we developed a black spot improvement program, what we call the mass treatment program. So entire Kerala for 600 kilometers, each and every intersection, we provided those hazard markers, we provided those like a zebra crossing properly, chevron sign on the curves. So all those type of improvement, what is that, wherever needed, those W-beam, so RRPMs, the end treatments. So all those type of things we did, and we provided to that PWD's engineers in Kerala. So the thing is that when we have that arrangement of what we call the institutional strengthening and capacity building, that is very, very important, because once we have in the department the people, there is a exclusive department, exclusive responsibility, and to generate the fund, what we did is that whosoever coming for say license renewal or for registration, each one has to pay 100 rupees. So that way we generated 16 crores rupees, which Road Safety Authority can immediately start doing for this all the work which are immediately needed. So every year they started, plus the funding from the World Bank, funding from the state government, plus that whatever funding was there from the these fines. So we gave them that about 15 speed guns, speed radars, 15 those alcohol meters. So all these were given, and then they were trained for this one. Same thing we repeated in like Gujarat, Karnataka, and now in Himachal Pradesh. So further also the vehicles that monitoring that now mobile system, mobile radar system. So all those things now are recently that about more than 100 crores of rupees. The recommendation has been just only last month we submitted the detailed report. So the purpose itself is that one, we should have a capacity, plus we should have the knowledge, and we should be able to do that, all those 5 E's. Next, please. So integrating safety into the road design, this is a one World Bank recently, just only last month they have actually issued that one, and then there the main emphasis is on speed management. Yeah, next please. So those guidelines and manuals are there, and there are like IRAP, as I already mentioned that one, they have a toolkit, then guide to integrating safety into the road design. Then in IRAP there is a star rating star rating for design tools and road assessment programs. Then there are design guide manuals by this NACTO, USA, link and place of UK, movement and place of Australia, New Zealand, ADB, WRI, Abu Dhabi. Like that, there are many guidelines now for taking safety into account when you are dealing with new roads and new streets. Yeah, next please. So main thing is that one, if you can do that safe road infrastructure properly, then you can reduce the deaths and serious injuries by up to 80%. And as I already mentioned that if it is being audited and if it is being completed, Australia has already has already mentioned in a number of reports, and they have concluded that one, that if we do it properly, then we can do 40%. But that was for those national highways and state highways. And but for if you include the urban streets also, what we call the local roads, secondary roads, so in that case it is up to 80% you can reduce, because most of the in the cases of all these crashes, roads and roadsides plays a very important role. And not only on the roads, they include the safe speed. It has to have safe speed, but at the same time those traffic control devices, so they are all included. Traffic calming measures, they are included in that one. Yeah, next please. So again, you can go through, they are in presentations. Next please. So just a simple example is that one, like if you can see that there is a zebra crossing, but those people who are crossing, they have to cross 4 lanes together. So if you can just you can extend the median, and again with the refuse on the median, like a person can go, stand on that one, properly cross, like with the saris, with the children, if they do that one, and again it should be clearly visible to the both pedestrians as well as to the car drivers. Then it's a simple, just a very low cost measure, but it is very highly effective. Second thing is that one, just like children, they are crossing at without any zebra crossing, without any signage, without any fencing. So if you just provide the fencing, you provide what we call the raised zebra crossing. So raised zebra crossing is like a part of a zebra plus hump. So that it is one of the things which is very, very highly effective, plus marking, plus sign. Again, you can provide in advance that it is 50 meters ahead, that there is a zebra crossing ahead, that type of things. So incidentally, when I was teaching at Roorkee University, IIT Roorkee, from 83 to 87, I observed that one from Meerut to Roorkee, there were about 50 humps. All had different specification. Heights were different, width was different. So when our students wanted to take a major project, I told them that we will actually study that one. So we had fortunately a radar, and then we checked the speed profile and also their height and width and other those things. Plus we did the literature survey. And because incidentally I came to teach Roorkee after doing my second master's from Canada. So I had already some material what is being used in UK and USA and Canada. So I did like a field study plus what suits for Indian conditions. And then we developed a standard for Indian conditions, that is IRC 99. And for that one, what should be the marking, what should be the sign, what should be the width, what should be the height, what should be the spacing, where it is to be located, warrants. So I developed all those type of things. One of the student also, Mr. Jain, he did his master thesis. And then we presented it in Lucknow session of IRC. And it was I was shocked when everything was presented just like here. There were about, out of say 100 delegates, very senior, almost 50 people, they were not at all interested. that roads are only for mobility, and we should not provide at all. And that's why that till 1988, nobody bothered to take this issue. But 50% came in my support, and they told what he is telling, that for safe mobility, we need this type of device.
You're also facing this problem, sir.
Yeah, so I got a very good support, and finally that those 50 became 75. So 75 people they supported, because unless it is approved by that technical committee, IRC will not adopt it. So IRC then agreed it, and then that IRC 99 was published. And then later on, because there were some of the things has actually new development occurred. So then like chicken and that speed table plus other aspects. So then again it was revised in 2018. So that is the one like a feature which was I will be talking about those traffic control devices and what traffic calming measures. So that is to be included in that one. So here it is like one of the zebra crossing, but it is a raised zebra crossing, or what popularly we call the speed table, or popularly also in Australia it is called wombat crossing. Wombat is a type of a small kangaroo type animal. So they call it a wombat crossing. Here we call it a speed table. So or raised this crossing, and it is highly effective, especially in the those busy school areas. And again I have developed and successfully I could introduce in Kerala on a number of schools what should be actually our approach for safety at the school zones. And now only after actually a lot of persuasion, I presented in IRC, I presented in various NITs and various road safety audit courses. And then finally now in 2023, that IRC's SP32 has been published, which is on safety at school zones. That is what I have been told. Still I have not received that copy, but I have been told that it has been published recently. Next, please. So again, that if we do that properly, like what we call the star rating, so those features will be different. And then if you do it, so they found it, a number of people were trained, and 6,400 potential deaths and serious injuries to be prevented in 20 years. So deaths down by 22%. So they did that one, like as you can see, that one, that in place of no zebra crossing, it is a proper zebra crossing, again with that one. But again, it is not actually necessary that you provide the colors. But if you have the funding there, then yellow is always preferable. So yellow color can be provided where the people can walk. Yeah. Next, please. So again, another manual, which is a New South Wales, which is a design of roads and streets. So that also, they are all on, you can say, you can download on Google. So these are all there. Just I am giving the reference and the extracts from that one. Next one. So again, that manual of a street design, they have got the 22 those configurations of roads and street layouts. So what should be done on those type of 22 typical cases, that you can get the details. Next, please. So like here, it is a, they have mentioned that one, that in the case of a road, normally like if it is a divided road, and then different type of vehicles are there, pedestrians are there, buses are there. So that a typical, like a planning point of view, say it's a conceptual map which is showing that one what elements should be included. Next, please. So safe street design, actually that one, that it all depends on the skills and experience of the planner or concerned engineers. And then they have to actually do for the, there should be safe outcome for the community. And then it has to be the understanding the behavior, which Dr. Rahul and Mr. Goswami, he's already mentioned briefly. Yeah, next. So one should be like same, you cannot apply the same principle for streets and roads. So one has to differentiate between the street and roads. So when we call about roads, they are mostly what we call the high volume, high capacity roads, whereas the streets are the one which are local, and where that if you might have gone through that book of highway engineering by Dr. Khanna and Justo. So in there they use the term what we call the function of the roads. So the function of the road is that one means mobility and those one access. So next one, please. So again, it's the roads, the different characteristics. Next, please. Yeah, so here, see here, in place of mobility, they call it movement in Australia. And place means it is accessibility. So if it is a local road, the main function is parking or the pedestrian use, sidewalks, zebra crossing. So that is what we call the local streets. Then main road, main streets, and civic spaces where there is a shared like a market. So those type of thing, bazaar. So those civic spaces where that people will be, both are mixing, vehicle and pedestrian, cyclist. So that is what we call the civic spaces. Local streets, as you, that sidewalks, crossing, people are parking, like some those bus stops. Next, please. So again, as I mentioned, that speed is very important when you are planning or design for the streets. So for the local streets, mostly for civic spaces, we concentrate that whatever we design is for 30 kilometers per hour. Previously, it was being done for 40 kilometers per hour. But now it has, because as I mentioned that in Stockholm Declaration, 130 countries, they agreed. And the reason is that one, again, that it is safer. As I mentioned that out of 10, only 1 person will die. So 30 is the one which is like a minimum where you can have both accessibility and also mobility, but it is a local street where you don't need that, time is not important. Safe reaching or safe mobility, accessibility, that is important. 50 is the another one which we design, try to all intersections. So in Australia, mostly now that uncontrolled intersections, they are all roundabout. So they have shifted from four-arm, those uncontrolled intersections to all the roundabouts. And the main reason of roundabout is that one, that whenever that vehicle, like a meeting, merging and diverging, that is for speed below 50. So each and every, the big roundabouts, they have got, actually they designed it for 40 kilometers per hour. So even if it is a 4-arm, 5-arm, even if it is a national highway, but when they design it, when the intersection they provide it, then they provide it for 40 kilometers per hour. Again, as I mentioned, 70 kilometers per hour is that one where that you cannot have that undivided road. So always you have to provide the median. So the survival threshold, what is that given in the, like in the blue, dark blue, that is the one which is a survival threshold. And again, like the 30, if you see that it is a risk is increasing, more and more serious injuries and casualties are possible. So this is very, very important for planning and design of any those highways. Yeah, next please. So again, that speed management approach, it is one has to consider all these aspects. What is the safe speed? Then you have to provide. You have to before, after, once you put. First thing you have to do the consultation at the once you have design or once you are going to construct. Then you have to create the awareness and educate the roadside people, road users. And then you have to do it for all the, like school children, whosoever is there in that one. So incidentally, one of the project I did in Tanzania, so for about 400 kilometers, we upgraded from single lane to 4-lane divided, 400 kilometers. So, but before that road was being actually constructed, 16,000 road users we could approach our team. And we told them like that, what are the meaning of those different traffic control devices, traffic signs, traffic marking, what is zebra crossing, how to cross the zebra crossing, sidewalks, what is speed they should follow, what will be the speed limit. So my meaning of all those traffic control devices, because the tendency is, if you might have observed any time, whenever this World Bank or Asian Development Bank or NHAI, they construct the road, people find that suddenly it is an open road and they speed up. Second thing is there is a problem of coordination. Like in Warangal and Andhra Pradesh, we constructed 22 roads. But road construction was the responsibility of one department, and installing the sign and marking was another agency. And they took 6 months from the date roads were opened. So 6 months road was having no traffic control devices. And plus, if it is a new road and there is no enforcement, no education, you can imagine that almost more than 20% fatalities, actually fatalities increased by 20% within that 6 months. And once we put all these humps, traffic control devices, rumble strips, marking, so all those types, chevron marking, so all those things once we installed, they are actually, most of the problem is that one, they are treated just like when road is constructed. Road is less like a newly married, what we call dulhan, but without any ornaments. कोई अलंकार नहीं है. और वो जो हम लोग ये प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, आपका साइन, मार्किंग, रिफ्लेक्टर्स, they are what we are called, we should treat that it is like alankar to make the दुल्हन अपना कि वो प्रॉपर मतलब अच्छी तरह दिखे, अच्छा उसका इम्प्रेशन हो, साथ में फिर वो सेफ भी हो. तो दिस इज़ व्हाट वी हैव बीन एक्चुअली फॉरगॉटन एंड वी डोंट understand that whatever we do, it should be the topmost priority, that the moment the road is opened, it should have all those features. And then people should already be also told very clearly that how to treat, how to use that road, and what speed they should follow, and what will be the implications if they don't follow the speed. Yeah, next please. So again, like as you can see, the road type, like what we follow in Australia is the maximum speed limit, is the national speed limit is 110 kilometer per hour. And then for if it is a shared street, like where that maximum people are just pedestrians, then 10 kilometer per hour, 20, 30 is for local traffic and school zones. And then 40 is also in some areas, but like in New South Wales, it is 40, Victoria, it is 40, but in my state, that South Australia, it is 25. And that's why when I went as a consultant in Indonesia, in Kerala or other places, I always actually got it implemented and advised that they should go for 25. Plus we introduced even in Kerala in 2000 itself, fluorescent sign. So type 11 with fluorescent retroreflective seating. So that we introduced in this one in 2000 in Kerala. And now only in IRC 67 in 2023, they have included for work zone and for school zone those fluorescent materials. So which means we have to follow that what is the word best practice. So on our projects we could do it, but like India, that if you say that I want to do that one, they will show that IRC doesn't have that one. But same thing with the cost. In place of from type 4, if you go to type 11, then they will say the cost of sign has increased. But they don't bother that what is the cost of the, like say, what is the implication for safety. The same sign you can read it from, in place of 30 meters, you can see read it from 60 meters. So your reaction time, what is 2.5 seconds. So you can actually improve that one, and that makes you to make proper decision. So just simple. So we will discuss all those in that sign and marking and traffic control devices. Next, please. So again, this in Australia, like as you can see that once they have improved the roads, and they actually spend a huge amount of money, like $560 million, just to improve those road safety. And again, this money comes from the insurance. Whenever anybody goes for insurance, so they have to pay a certain amount, like comprehensive insurance, what we call the third-party insurance. So comprehensive insurance, third-party insurance, plus that one, what we call the that one insurance for the those any damage for the property or anything, and that money whatever is raised, that is being used to improve the roads. So it is not only like what many places or many countries they call it cash cows. So whatever money comes, it goes into the general revenue, but whatever is being collected from the fines, it should be used for traffic safety improvement. Next, please. So again, designing the streets and near schools. So those are the type of thing where that school zones have that signs should be there, proper that fencing should be there, proper zebra crossing should be there, proper pickup and drop off, those no parking. So all those type of treatments is there, and now that is included in that IRC SP 32. Yeah. Next, please. So again, so that type of things we have to include, and the main thing is that that children, they should be treated. And next one, please. See here, because that once you have provided a sign, it is not necessary that it should be applicable all the time. So they mention that one, that the speed limit applies only that period when the children are crossing, and children are like opening time and closing time. So only in that period it is there, and plus only on the school days. And then when they say that like children present or school days, those you see the flickering lights on the top of that one. So those flickering light will start at 8 o'clock. They will do the flickering actually up to 9:30. Same thing that 2:30 to 4:30. And if it is Sunday, nothing will be there. So all the road users, they can avoid it, or they can actually, if they use the road, they should follow that one. Yeah. So this is the type of thing. And plus on the top of that one, there is also radar. So if anybody exceeding that speed, that fellow will be fined, and that money again goes to prepare more and more similar signs. And now they have actually changed also that in place of yellow sign, also they have fluorescent yellow-green. So that is the type of development, and that is in entire Australia. They are following that one. New Zealand, they are following. UK they are following. So that is what we need actually in India also. Next, please. So again, those some traffic calming, typical, as I mentioned, that one, like a speed table, speed limit also marking, then those crossings. And again, it is a continuation that where we should have like a proper sidewalks, then also that fencing. So all those, I will actually show that one, that what we are practicing in Australia, about 10 those figures and diagrams. So this is just a small sample for that one. Okay, thank you. Yeah, if any question or anybody has got any doubt. So this is just a brief what, because within the time, what we can discuss. So just giving an idea, direction, where we can proceed. And always it is everybody has to learn, and fortunately now Google is there. So all you can download each and everything what has been mentioned here.
So we can define the surface according to speeds.
Yeah, we can do that one, and that's why that in
We can use the paver blocks in the street roads.
yeah, we can do, see, like,
We have to restrict the speed limit.
yeah, usually actually it is very highly applicable mostly in what we call the gated communities. So gated communities are there where that any these developers, they are developing those colonies and those societies, or a campus like this our.
I think this is good for the developing cities also.
Yeah. So MANIT, like we in our entire MANIT, first thing is the T intersection. So whenever there is a T intersection, who has got the priority? So you have to provide like a giveaway. So in that one, paved block on the minor road and the major road. So rather than providing that like a giveaway sign or line, giveaway line marking, you can put nice colored those block stones on the minor road. And when minor roads, just only about say at 5 meters. Yeah, so then you can do that type of thing. So that is one way to do that one, like you are showing them that who has the power, like a right of way.
Yes, sir, I have suggested at many locations of near to intersections.
Yeah,
You would replace the flexible limit through the paver blocks.
yeah, paver blocks, and if you put colored paver this blocks, so then it makes the difference also. Like now, if you say, because unfortunately what happened that now like agencies like WRI or more and more this architecture and planner, urban planners, they are in this area. So if you see them, they are doing, including the engineering with the arts. So now, and because it is popular among the decision makers, especially ministers, so lot of NGOs, now they are funding that type of projects where what we call the gimmicks. It is not a functional aspect, but they are putting that one just what looks nice. So even if they provide, like in Australia, all the cycle tracks or cycle ways where the cyclists are passing, they are all with a green those pavement.
They are classified the pavements.
Yeah, then similarly for busway, wherever that those exclusive bus lanes are there, but when they are crossing about intersections, so they have been given the transponder. So with that transponder, they can jump the light. So now that is the priority to the buses. So when they go near the intersection, so some certain part means about, you can say 15 to 30 meters, depending on the number of buses, that is paved as a red color. And then the person has got the driver has got the transponder. So when he is approaching, if he sees red, he will push it, and driver, the bus will not stop. that one. And on all the BRTs, actually we introduced that one in Ahmedabad, in Pune, and other places.
Is not success in India.
Yeah, because of certain problems. Because the main thing is that BRT should be on exclusive right of way. And unfortunately, when they design that busway, very where most of the places, again the bus has to stop and wait for the other traffic to cross. And that is the whole purpose is lost, because bus should not actually stop on the busway. It's just like a train or any light rail or that type of things. So wherever the bus BRT has to be designed, there the design should be such that it is there. And second thing is, whosoever replaced, like on that road particularly, whatever traffic has been replaced, they should have enough capacity. So unfortunately, a busy corridor where the traffic is already busy, they take actually because of political pressure and are the planners. And then they run these buses. Again, the buses run very low frequency. So in that case, the whole purpose is lost, and that is main thing is that one what we call the traffic management is optimum utilization of the resources. So that is what we are not doing, that one. And that is the main problem of like a Delhi. The pollution can be solved very clearly because we are not following that flexi hours or travel demand management. So if we do the travel demand management, so why should people should go to work all the 5 days? Why should they not go on say 3 days? Why should not they go on work for in place of 8 hours to 9 hours and reduce the speed, reduce the travel itself? So these are the type of things. Then again, high occupancy vehicles, which is called the pooled vehicles, chartered buses. So all those type of things are still we are not doing that one here. Even our buses, unfortunately, because they were all made in Europe. So Europe countries, they actually forced to all the manufacturers like Tata, Leyland. So most of the time till now, you can say till 2020, they were all 50 seaters. Same size. 2 people are traveling, 4 people are traveling, 10 people are traveling, 200 people are traveling. They are all in the same size of bus. So now that actually Japanese, they introduced this like Toyota especially, mini buses, midi buses, that type of thing. So we did actually a lot of optimum fleet size. So we brought from mini bus to double articulated buses in Delhi. So that became very successful, that one. Depending on the need, you operate the buses. Same thing is why metro is successful. Because metro you can have from coaches to 20 coaches, depending on the demand. So in peak hour, you get 20 coaches, but in off-peak, you can run only 2 to 4 coaches. So flexibility is missing in BRTs or, yeah, on top of that one, that these agencies, they imposed that you have to have all the new buses, electric buses. So that electric buses, in that case, actually they are, because still they are mostly imported from China. And their capacity is less. Their 200 kilometers is the maximum they can run with one charge. So in Delhi DTC, we used to run the same bus for 250 kilometers per day in the city area and 600 kilometers on interstate route. So that flexibility is lost with the electric buses. So one has to do comprehensive actually analysis, and then only one should take a decision. Any other question? Anybody?
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentations. So today we are closing with these lectures, and tomorrow again the same schedule will follow in the morning. 10 o'clock we will start. 10 बजे सुबह से शुरू करेंगे और लंच के उपरांत अपन कल विजिट पे चलेंगे और ऐसे ही करके हम आपको सेशंस और प्रैक्टिकल ट्रेनिंग्स कराते हुए कल अपन जब साइट पर चलेंगे तब आपको रियलाइज होगा कि जो हम लोग अभी यहाँ पर चर्चा कर रहे हैं उसको वास्तविकता में वो दिक्कतें दिखती कैसी हैं। जब आप उसको स्वयं देखेंगे तो आपको रियलाइज करेंगे और आपको उसके बाद के जो डिस्कशंस होंगे वो और इनसाइटफुल दिखेंगे। तो आशा करते हैं कि आप सब लोग कल सुबह 10 बजे यहाँ उपलब्ध रहेंगे, मतलब समय का ध्यान रखेंगे।
अगर एक चीज़ है, अगर आप कल जाइए ना जैसे साइट पे, अगर कोई चेक लिस्ट हो तो वो हर एक को दे दें।
हाँ
तो वो क्या होगा कि वो लोग जो भी ऑब्जर्व करेंगे
वो मैंने को बैठ दिया हो, मैं ब्रीफिंग कर दूंगा।
हाँ, तो
पहले
चेक लिस्ट
बिल्कुल
सबको
हाँ।
कि भाई ये व्हाट यू आर ऑब्जर्विंग,
बिल्कुल
लाइक जेब्रा क्रॉसिंग है कि नहीं है। अगर जेब्रा क्रॉसिंग है तो वो उसकी विड्थ
सारी चीजें
हाँ, और अगर फुटपाथ है तो है कि नहीं है वो।
तो आपका आज का सेशन कैसा रहा कि आपको समझ में आ रहा है सब चीजें, कोई भाषा का कोई बंधन तो नहीं लग रहा है ना, मतलब यू हैव बीन एबल टू कम्युनिकेट प्रॉपर्ली बिकॉज़ इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर अस टू कम्युनिकेट हिंदी, यू एग्री टू दैट। हम लोगों के लिए हिंदी में कोई भी काम कर पाना मतलब टेक्निकल, ऐसा नहीं कि हम हिंदी जानते नहीं है, हम बोल नहीं पाते, लेकिन जब टेक्निकल चीज आती है तो हिंदी में बताना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है, बट वी आर वर्किंग ऑन दैट आल्सो। सो थैंक यू सो मच, वी विल सी यू टुमारो 10 o'clock।
अपने अपने क्वेश्चन सब लेकर के आए, क्योंकि अगर आप लिख नहीं सकते मतलब बोल नहीं सकते तो कम से कम लिख करके तो दे दीजिए कि भाई ये हमारा क्वेश्चन है, आप इसके बारे में बताएं।
थैंक यू। आप गाड़ी से पहुंचा देते हैं, मैं आपको ड्रॉप